Substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery. Inspiring luxury. MedLab in Smith Road Plaza. Your complete medical laboratory solution. Call 949-7331. West Bay Pharmacy. Taking care of your health. And RF Group. Money at Work.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Coming to you live from Radio Canaan Studio.
For the record.
For the record. For the record. Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you. For the record. Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
For the record.
For the record. For the record. Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is your talk show.
1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Ort Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees so fair. Today is the 22nd day of November 2021 right here in the Cayman Islands. I hope and I trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable weekend. Those of you who are on the roads of the Cayman Islands, again, we urge you to please be extremely cautious, whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or operating any type of motorized vehicle. Ensure that you observe the rules of the road. Remember, the life you save may be your own. We have been so fortunate on the roads of the Cayman Islands when we see the number of motor vehicle accidents that take place, and any other place in the world you would have multiple deaths. In the Cayman Islands, we are so fortunate, but not sure how long our luck will continue. If we continue to increase the number of vehicles on the road, if we continue to increase the number of drivers on the road, and at the same time we do nothing about driver education, and the police can only enforce so much. They can only be at so many places at a time, and I'm a strong advocate for having the cameras, speed cameras on the roads as well, and ticket people for speeding. It seems as if authorities are reluctant about making money off of those persons who refuse to observe the law and the rules of the road. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And if you, the government, don't want the money, you can take it and put it into a special fund for those persons who are in need, if you don't want to take it and put it in the general register as well. But we have to do something about the driving situation in the Cayman Islands. Yes, we do have driving schools, but and some of them may do a good job. Normally, if you learn to drive from a family member or a friend, they're going to teach you their bad driving habits. So that is not necessarily the best way to go. But I believe that we really need to ramp up the testing regime that we have in place. Not only the road test, but the written examination as well. We have to make it much tougher for people. A lot of people are out there on the roads and they don't understand what driving a vehicle is all about. They know where the gas is. Some of them know where the brake is. I would say some, not all know where the brake is on a car as well. But yes. Too much. There's too much going on the roads of the Cayman Islands. So if you're celebrating a birthday today, we want to wish you a happy birthday, or if you celebrated one over the past few days, a belated happy birthday to you as well. For those of you who have lost loved ones, again, we want to extend our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these extremely challenging times, and that the memory of your loved ones will be a blessing as well. And special condolences we want to send out to the family of the late Mr. Gilbert, family and friends of the late Mr. Gilbert Connolly, well known throughout the Cayman Islands as well, loyal civil servant, dedicated to his country, and our sincere condolences go out to his family as well. For those of you who are not feeling well today and you're either at home or at a medical facility, we wish you a speedy recovery, whether or not that be from underlying causes or from COVID-19 as well. We wish you a speedy recovery. So, folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman and, by extension, For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles as we traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I am your host, Art Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, our phone lines are open. Beautiful radio voice of Miss Susan Watson. If you missed her on Friday morning, she's here today on Monday morning waiting to take your calls. You can call us on our toll-free number provided courtesy of Flo. That toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037 and 949-6990. Email us at fortherecord, one word, fortherecord at candw.ky. WhatsApp us 925-3261, where you can send us a text message or leave us a voice note, the contents of which will be played during the course of the show. And of course, you can follow us on YouTube simply by subscribing to Radio Cayman live stream. We're supposed to be talking about the Christmas cleanup program this morning. We're expecting either guests in the studio or someone to call in and discuss it. As you know, this is the time of the year where we will have the Christmas cleanup program. And I hope and I trust that we will have candidates for those jobs, because everybody's running off now, getting off island. So we may not have enough people around here to take up the jobs for the Christmas cleanup program if everyone takes advantage of the opening of our borders and traveling as well. Of course, many of you would have heard over the weekend the situation at the Pines Retirement Home, and they have issued a statement. They issued a statement on the 20th, and it speaks about preventing and mitigating COVID-19 in Cayman's residential care homes. And for those of you who have family or friends in those residential care homes, you may be interested in this release. It's maybe pretty long. I'll try to paraphrase wherever I can, but here we go with it. The Ministry of Investment, Innovation and Social Development was notified Friday the 19th of November of a number of COVID-19 positive cases among residents of the Pines Retirement Home. The ministry will continue to provide support and assistance to the home as it continues to follow its COVID-19 mitigation plan. Beginning in March of 2020, the Cayman Islands successfully used a combination of border closure, widespread PCR testing, mandatory quarantine, and vaccination to provide a much-needed buffer against the virus. This foresight and strategy also afforded the opportunity for government and the medical establishment to learn and apply best practice and recommendations by international bodies such as the World Health Organization and the Pan American Health Organization, as well as Public Health England. Dr. Samuel Williams Rodriguez, Medical Officer of Health, explained that public health is actively involved in assisting to ensure the health and safety of residents and staff of the Pines Retirement Home. And he is quoted as saying, as the Cayman Islands experiences community spread of COVID-19, we continue to appeal to the public that vaccination offers the best defense against COVID-19. A significant proportion of our elderly are vaccinated, and they should avail of a booster vaccine if they have not already done. I'm adding some words here. Already done so. Fortunately, the cases discovered through routine testing at the Pines Retirement Home have been identified at an early stage, and public health will work with the home and its nursing staff, the Health Services Authority, and other medical practitioners, if required, to apply global best practices in mitigating further spread of the virus. Cayman Islands is fortunate to have the world's best technology and medicine available to proactively treat these or other COVID-19 patients. Globally, the use of convenient, fast, and reliable lateral flow tests for COVID-19 has been a significant aid in the daily management of institutional establishments such as healthcare facilities and schools. The Ministry of Investment, Innovation, and Social Development recently procured a significant number of lateral flow tests to be used in conjunction with supporting policy and protocols in Cayman Islands residential care homes, which care for elderly, disabled, and special needs patients in Grand Cayman and Cayman Brac under the Department of Children and Family Services. This morning, the ministry delivered, and that is on the 20th, delivered 1,000 tests to the Pines Retirement Home. Linda Mitchell, Chief Executive Officer of the Pines Retirement Home, is quoted as saying, "To protect all of our residents and staff and aid in our continuity of operations, the Pines Retirement Home will adopt a lateral flow testing regime that is based on robust evidence and has been utilized successfully in other countries, including the United Kingdom. We are grateful to the Ministry of Investment, Innovation, and Social Development for providing these tests this morning. Both residents and staff will adopt a more rigorous testing regime in addition to following other procedures and protocols based on advice from the Chief Medical Officer, Public Health, and the Health Services Authority. Currently, we have taken the precautionary measure of preventing any visitors until further notice." Ms. Paulinda Mendoza-Williams, Director of the Department of Children and Family Services, noted that in October, the residential care home under the management of the Department of Children and Family Services in Grand Cayman and Cayman Brac were provided with lateral flow tests to be utilized with an accompanying test protocols, she said. She's quoted as saying, nearly 2 years into COVID-19 pandemic, widespread vaccination has provided our crucial first line of defense and offers vital protection for our whole community. Given the reality of community spread of COVID-19, the next line of defense is the proactive use of lateral flow tests. In combination with other protocols and procedures, the use of a lateral flow testing regime in Cayman's residential care homes will aid us greatly in preventing outbreaks and protecting those who are most susceptible to the deadly virus. We are entrusted with the care of residents of the Cayman Islands care homes, including elderly, disabled, and those with special needs. As such, we must do all we can to prevent a repeat of the tragic scenes of 2020 when COVID-19 ran uncontrollably through residential care homes around the world. So that is the release about the Pines Retirement Home as well as other retirement homes as well. We do have a caller. Let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yeah, good morning, Lucy.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Pretty good yourself.
I'm fine, thanks you.
Yeah, you were on this thing about the drivers in this country again this morning, and I couldn't agree with you more. And you know what never seems to amaze me? I don't understand why more people are not complaining about the way these people are driving. I just don't understand it, because I'm coming through Prospect this morning, Red Bay, sorry. And I slows right down to my 15, and just because the police is not there, right? They come in from towards Brown gas station, at least doing 40, 50 miles an hour, right through. No radars, no respect for the light. And then they comes up behind me, and then they start blowing their horn and turning their wheel right and left and going all over the place. Well, I say, you know what? You can do whatever you want to do. Once you behind me, I got you in control. You're not gonna control me in the back of me. I got you fully under control. And it's a total disgrace and utter respect what these people are doing in this country, and nobody is doing anything about it. I drive up to the gas station, Walker's Road, this morning, and this Honda, which it seems like, it's always the Hondas that is always breaking their neck to pass you and always breaking their neck. Where they're going, I don't know. Is parked on the handicap parking. So I'm getting some gas, and then he gets out. Another guy is in the car, and I walked by and looked into the car and saw the other guy in there. So I goes inside the gas station. I say, the guy is from Pete Pro's, the Pete Pro company around here, and I say, you're parked on a handicap parking, and see if you see the look he gave me, it's like he'll park anytime he wants. Yes. He wants. That's the kind of nasty, stinking impression I get from him this morning, right?
You should call it. You should call the company and lodge a complaint because for some companies in the Cayman Islands, and I say some, image is extremely important, and they will drape up their employees when they make their companies look bad. Some of them are like that.
Well, see, I get so sick of that. I used to do things like that, but I even got to one point at one time that I say, you know what, I wasn't calling Radio Cayman anymore because there's no results you get. It don't matter what you complain about at the end of the day, and you could cry blood yourself personally, and nobody's gonna do anything about it. So I kind of got fed up with that, right? So I figure now getting on the radio, a lot they're listening. A lot of them is listening, and they hearing what you're talking about. So it's no excuse for a lot of times that you got to personally call them because, chances are they're not going to do nothing about it, right? And this is the frustrating part of it because, well, I wasn't there. I don't have no proof of it. Can you bring me a picture or something like that? Who's going to go to all that trouble? But you know what? What I should have done on Saturday when I was going up to on the arterial way up towards Newlands, I should have took a picture of that truck that was dumping garbage out of the yard in a dump truck, and then behind the truck, they had a trailer also that dumped, right? My point regarding this, OC, is that people are taking advantage of us. They're taking advantage. We are the government. They are taking advantage of us. I'm not saying the government because we are the government. They're taking advantage of us. They're using all of our resources to do whatever they want to do. And this kind of thing should not happen. I'm not saying that there's a lot of people that doesn't need assistance when it comes this time of the year. But you know what? These people need to be picked out and screened and see if they absolutely need the assistance to get this stuff moved and get it to the top, because a lot of them do not need the assistance. They're willing, they're able, they got the vehicles, they got whatever resources they need in order to dispose of this stuff.
Right.
But they just, if it was left, a lot of them, all Cayman would be just like what you see up there now at the end of that arterial way, would be one big garbage dump, because that's what they want this country to look like.
Caller, I'm past my commercial break. Sorry, I have to cut you off there, but 5 minutes past my commercial break. But thank you very much, for expressing your concerns again, and they're listening out there. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
James Renton Ebanks, 1895-1972. Uncle Rene, as he was affectionately called, began his career as a seaman when he was a young teenager, turtling at the Mosquito Keys. He later went on to the United States and joined the National Maritime Union in New York, began sailing on U.S.-flagged ships that took him to all parts of the world. During World War I and II, he traveled to many war zones, putting his life in danger many times. Whenever he returned home on vacation via Tampa, Florida, he would bring home cartons of groceries, which he shared with his family and neighbors. He was an avid fisherman and kept himself busy while he was home on vacation by fishing and tending his cattle. When he caught fish or killed a cow, he would always ensure that his extended family and his neighbors got their share of fish or beef. When he retired from sea, he continued his lifelong service to God as a member of the then Pilgrim Holiness Church. He was married to former Julita Ebanks and dearly loved his children and grandchildren.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
The Rotary Central Music Extravaganza 2021 tickets are here. Get your $25 ticket and stand a chance to win the grand prize of $40,000, second prize $4,000, and 6 $1,000 prizes. The Music Extravaganza music event, Saturday, November 27th at Salty's Grand Harbor, featuring CNB, Deja Blue, The Fabulous 68s. Tickets now on sale by Rotary members, authorized ticket sellers, and at eventpro.ky. 26 years of Rotary Music Extravaganza, funding over 70 community projects of significance since 1995. Rotary Central, Cayman Islands. Registered not-for-profit number 232. Rotary Central. Serve to change lives.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross now at Vant Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vant Motors, Walkers Road.
Are you feeling sick but don't feel ill enough to go to the doctor? Ask your pharmacist for advice. Here at West Bay Pharmacy, our pharmacists have been trained to offer helpful, easy-to-understand advice on the treatment of everyday minor ailments for yourself and all the family. Anything from headaches, cough, and sore throat to cold sores, our pharmacists will know when medical help is needed and will not hesitate to refer you to your doctor if your symptoms demand it. Like doctors, our pharmacists have a professional code, which means all personal information you give them will be treated in the strictest confidence. Visit us today at West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
Had a look at those investment options yet?
Too busy. Look at today. Workout, breakfast, take the kids to school, back-to-back meetings, take Pepper to the vet, and she's apparently got allergies now, so... And that was all before 12. But you look relaxed.
That's because my money's as busy as you.
With RF, you can access the best in local and international investments to keep your money busy, so you can spend more time focusing on you. Contact us at rfgroup.com to find out more. RF, money at work.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. 4 minutes before we go back to headline news, and that is because I didn't do a good job of time management before, but we have enough time to take one caller that we have on hold, and then hopefully they're still on the line, and then we go back to the news. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Thanks for being so patient.
Good morning, O.C.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I am blessed and thankful and all above.
Good. Great.
What I called this morning, the young lady that is always on the music side of it and plays the best music, Susan Watson.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Radio Cayman needs to recognize her in some way. Not only her, but the government on a whole, for the stellar job that she is doing and has done over the years. I can remember through Ivan, she never left the post. So, shout out to you, Susan. And I hope and pray that the authorities are listening and act on it, because I think she truly, truly deserves to be recognized.
That's true, yeah. She did get a long service award this year, but then that's something that goes out to everyone. You're talking about something special for her.
Right.
Just for Susan. Yes,
Just
I agree.
For Susan.
I agree. And I'll tell you this much, that on whenever she's out there, supermarket or wherever, people recognize her as well, especially once they hear that voice, they recognize her right away. So whether or not she gets a special award here or from the government, the people of the Cayman Islands, they have bestowed that upon her. I think that she appreciates that more than anything else.
Yeah. Anyway, Susan, good morning to you and God bless.
Okay, we want to thank that caller for that. I believe I have enough time that I can share with you the COVID-19 report that was issued on Friday, the 19th of November, and at 8 o'clock on Friday, the 19th of November, Chief Medical Officer Dr. John Lee reported that 1,518 PCR tests had been conducted since Thursday, the 18th. The Public Health Department reported 170 positive results from those tests, with all coming from the community. Those results brought the number of active COVID cases in the Cayman Islands to 3,675 as of the 8 a.m. on the 19th of November, Friday the 19th. The total number of cases recorded since the start of the pandemic stood at 5,532 as at the same time. Up to that point, 5,119 persons in the Cayman Islands were in isolation, either at government isolation facilities or at home. There were 21 COVID-19 patients hospitalized, the Cayman Islands, in the Cayman Islands on Friday as well. Public Health Department also confirmed that up to 8 a.m. on Friday, the 19th of November, there had been 1,508 total positive lateral flow tests since the introduction of lateral flow test program in the Cayman Islands, which also included in total positive numbers that were stated before that as well. So it'll be interesting to see 2 weeks from hence, after the opening of our borders on Saturday the 20th of November, where those numbers are at. But we hope that numbers will plateau and that we will then start to see a steady decline in the number of persons testing positive for COVID-19. Folks, top of the hour, the 8 o'clock news. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back immediately after the 8 o'clock news.
Thank you, Mr. Connor. And studio time now by Foster's is 8 o'clock.
For Thanksgiving, are you thinking roast turkey or glazed ham?
Ooh, let's go turkey.
Great. Now for sides, let's do scalloped potatoes, mac and cheese, and steamed herb vegetables.
Yum.
And for dessert, should we go apple or pumpkin pie?
Pumpkin for sure. But when will you have the time to cook this feast?
Oh, I won't be cooking. I'm ordering a holiday dinner from Foster's. They start from just $79.99 and are easy to order online. Just head to fosters.ky.
Easy, delicious Thanksgiving holiday dinners only from Foster's.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
The 8 a.m. news is proudly sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. For further information, please visit chamberpension.ky.
Do you know how well your pension plan performed? Attend the Chamber Pension Plan's annual general meeting to stay informed and find out how you can achieve your desired retirement lifestyle. Members are invited to meet our trustees and take part in our question and answer segment on 1st December 2021 at 6:30 p.m. at the Chamber of Commerce Boardroom in Governors Square. Refreshments will be served. Please visit our website chamberpension.ky or email admin@pensions.ky for further details. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. Local drivers take a massive hit at the pump with prices soaring this month. Ofreg, the Utility and Competition Regulation Office, says the average price of self-service regular gasoline has gone up 11 cents to $5.10 a gallon since the last check on November 1st. Premium self-service gasoline jumped a whopping 12 cents to $5.34 a gallon, while diesel spiked 20 cents to $4.85. For Grand Cayman, the cheapest self-service regular is reportedly being sold at the gas station on Eastern Avenue, where Ofreg says it's $4.98 a self-service gallon. On the diesel side of things, the cheapest option is refuel, where it's selling for $4.32 a gallon. Log on to ofreg.ky for a full breakdown. The government is looking for a company that will help them drug test staff at the Cayman Islands Airports Authority. In a request for proposals posted on government's bonfire procurement site, the invitation by CIAA is for proposals for the development of a regimen or protocol, and thereafter the administration of CIAA random drug testing for staff of Owen Roberts International Airport and Charles Kirkconnell International Airport. The deadline to apply is November 26th. The governor is back in Cayman after flying home this weekend post-Joint Ministerial Council meeting in London. On his last full day of events, His Excellency Martin Roper attended a lunch organized by the Cayman Islands Government Office in London for 10 Caymanian students. During the event, he talked about his career as a diplomat over the last 30 years. There are some 300 Caymanian students in the UK at present. And Friday evening, he attended the Friends of Cayman reception at which the former chairman of Friends of Cayman for the last 15 years, John Owen, and former governor, was given a gift of a boat made from Caymanite to thank him for his outstanding support. In other news, a great deal of focus throughout this pandemic is targeted at prevention, from hand washing to masks to vaccines, but there's also been work on treatments. At Thursday's press briefing, the chief medical officer announced Cayman would be getting a supply of Ronapreve, also known as Regencov or Regeneron.
It's a combination of two monoclonal antibodies, one casirivimab and one imdevimab. And these two monoclonal antibodies latch on two parts of the virus and stop it penetrating the cells, particularly around the respiratory area, and can be used in the acute treatment of somebody who is sick with COVID.
Dr. John Lee says the treatment is the one used by former U.S. President Donald Trump.
It's known to reduce hospitalizations and deaths, needs to be used early on treatment. It's particularly good at people who may be immunocompromised for some reason, either because they have multiple medical problems or some other reason for them to have a depressed immune system.
Ronapreve is generally administered by infusion or injection. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which will take us out of the newscast. I'm Carsley Fuller from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
BBC News with Jerry Smith.
Police in the U.S. state of Wisconsin are holding the driver of the car which ploughed into a Christmas parade in the town of Waukesha, killing at least 5 people and injuring 40 others. The chief of police said it was as yet unknown whether the incident was terror-related. A new report has damned the world's failure to act together to end the pandemic and partly blamed that on the greed of the pharmaceutical industry. The report, commissioned by the WHO, warns progress the world is making towards ending the crisis is too slow. The German health minister says he's against compulsory vaccinations, but he's urged everybody to get the jab as the rate of COVID infections continues to rise. President Macron says the situation in the French overseas territory of Guadeloupe is very explosive after days of protests and rioting. The unrest was sparked by coronavirus restrictions, including a rule making vaccination mandatory for healthcare workers, but are fed by wider social problems. Sudan's ruling generals have released several civilian politicians detained after last month's coup. The head of Sudan's Congress Party, Omar al-Degher, told the French news agency he'd been released on Sunday night from solitary confinement, where he'd been cut off from the outside world. Other politicians were also released. The UN has called for urgent action to protect the banking system in Afghanistan, which risks collapsing at a colossal economic cost. It's proposing an insurance program to reassure depositors and greater flexibility on loans in coordination with international financial institutions. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. News is proudly sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. For further information, please visit chamberpension.ky.
Do you know how well your pension plan performed? Attend the Chamber Pension Plan's annual general meeting to stay informed and find out how you can achieve your desired retirement lifestyle. Members are invited to meet our trustees and take part in our question and answers segment on 1st December 2021 at 6:30 p.m. at the Chamber of Commerce Boardroom in Governors Square. Refreshments will be served. Please visit our website chamberpension.ky or email admin@pensions.ky for further details. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman for the latest in news and information.
Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
It's about time I upgrade my life.
Wait, you win money?
No, even better. I plan to pursue some CXC qualifications. Time to learn something new and earn a better salary.
Man, our CXC day is done.
No, man, you can still get CXC qualifications through a private learning institution after you've left secondary school. Just visit cxc.org for their full list of exams and contact the Ministry of Education for registration details.
Explore your full potential with a qualification from CXC.
On Tuesday, November 23rd, some customers on South Church Street, South Sound Road, and in Secret and Hidden Gardens on Fairbanks Road may experience short, intermittent interruptions to their electrical service between 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. CUC apologizes for these service interruptions, which are necessary for repairs to the transmission system. For more information, contact 949-5200 or email service@cuc.ky.
For the Health of It is heard on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. and repeated on Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. It is brought to you by Holy Cross Health. Quality medical care and advanced technology with sincere compassion and understanding. Our mission is you. Call 1-954-351-5906. Email global services at holy-cross.com or visit Holy Cross Health at holy-cross.com.
The 8:10 a.m. weather report, Monday through Friday, is proudly sponsored by Pan American International Insurance Corporation. Pan American International Insurance Corporation, meeting the life, accident, and health insurance needs of businesses to ensure financial security and peace of mind. For more information, call 949-8304 or visit www.palig.com. That's PALIG.com.
Pan American Life Insurance Group can help you take your employee benefit solution to the next level.
For more than 110 years, millions of people have trusted PALIG because we've always delivered on our promise. PALIG is the only insurer providing group policies to as few as 3 employees and has the ability to combine life, health, disability, and income protection to provide you and your employees with a complete employee benefits package. Let us customize your employee benefits solution today. Call us at 949-8304 or visit our office at Unit 221, Cannon Place East, North Sound Road, or visit us online at www.palig.com. Pan American Life. People you can trust for life.
Good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 82 degrees. Relative humidity is 67%. The barometric pressure is 29.94 inches and rising. The winds are calm. Overnight low temperature was 70 degrees. Synopsis indicate light northeasterly winds and smooth seas are expected over the Cayman Islands for the next 24 hours due to a weak pressure gradient across the Caribbean. A cold front will form over western Cuba this morning and push into the Cayman area by Tuesday morning. Satellite images show isolated clouds west of the Cayman area drifting towards the southwest. Now the forecast for today calling for fair to partly cloudy skies with a 20% chance of afternoon showers, and temperatures will be in the upper 80s today. Winds will be light and variable at daytime, becoming north to northwest at 5 knots or less by night. Seas will be smooth with wave heights of less than 2 feet. Pretty much the same for tonight, partly cloudy skies with cloudy spells and a 30% chance of showers. Temperatures will fall to the mid-70s tonight. Winds will be northwest at 5 knots or less, and seas will be smooth with wave heights of less than 2 feet. Today's high tide will occur this morning at 11:49, low tide this evening at 7 minutes past 6, and a high tide again tonight at 10:14. The sun will set this evening at 5:44 and will rise tomorrow morning at 6:39. And the outlook is calling for similar weather conditions through Monday evening, with an increase in cloudiness and showers expected thereafter as the cold front moves over the northwest Caribbean. A high-pressure system will build behind the front, resulting in moderate to fresh north to northeast winds and seas. That's the very latest on your weather report.
10 a.m. Weather Report, Monday through Friday, is proudly sponsored by Pan American International Insurance Corporation. Pan American International Insurance Corporation, meeting the life, accident, and health insurance needs of individuals and businesses to ensure financial security and peace of mind. For more information, call 949-8304 or visit www.palig.com. That's PALIG.com.
We at Pan American Life Insurance Group are here to help you protect your family and your income. For more than 110 years, millions of people have trusted PALIG because we have always delivered on our promise. Life insurance is not only about death, but also about living benefits. We'll help you secure the life insurance, accident and sickness disability income you need to protect you and your family. Call us today at 949-8304 or visit our office, Unit 221, Cannon Place East, North Sound Road, or visit www.palig.com. Pan American Life, people you can trust for life.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong Series. The Cayman Strong Series is brought to you by Encourse Cayman. Visit encourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. Encourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
Achieving your goals is a very rewarding feeling, but at times can feel very frustrating, especially if and when we miss our target. As you approach your goals in life, set yourself up for success.
When setting your goals, have a deadline. Procrastination is common in human nature. Setting a time to review the work helps to increase motivation because you know that you have to have it done by a certain time. This also ensures that you slow down to review progress. Consider rewards if things are going well. If things are not going as well as you would like, a deadline gives you a chance to pause and reflect on the current goal to see if there may be something getting in the way of being able to get it done.
Change your thinking and change your life.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong Series. The Cayman Strong Series is brought to you by OnCourse Cayman. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
These days, feelings of loneliness, anxiety, stress, and depression can be overwhelming. Just know you are not alone. OnCourse Cayman offers private mental health services for children, teens, adults, and groups. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Top of the morning to you once again. Let's take a look at what's happening on our roads. Busy traffic on the Linford-Pearson Highway, and just as you approach the Linford-Pearson Highway, traffic also busy. Coming off of Agnes Way is busy as well. On Cool Road, steady traffic, and the steady traffic on Huldah Avenue. Moderate flow of traffic on Godfrey Nixon Way and Eastern Avenue. On the Westway Road in front of the Ritz, traffic is moderate in both directions. Shedden Road, traffic flowing at a good pace, and moderate flow of traffic on North Sound Road. And coming from the Westway four-way stop, traffic is moving along moderately as well. That's the very latest on your traffic. Join us again at about 10 minutes after 12 o'clock. We'll give you another traffic report. Have a good morning and click it or ticket.
You see how hard it's raining?
Yeah, and I don't have time to fight traffic and get my lunch from Subway. I have so much work to do.
Why don't you order Subway by using the Let's Eat or Bento app? Save time, stay dry, and get your sandwich fast.
I never thought of that. Great idea. I'm going to order now.
Order me a veggie pizza while you're at it.
And a cookie platter for the office. Too busy at work or home? Is the rainy weather stopping you from dining out? Order your favorite Subway sandwich, wrap, or pizza through the Let's Eat or Bento app with fast and reliable delivery. Subway, eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
FedEx Delivery. Share this season with everyone by shipping your rum cakes and gifts with 30% off and get an additional 20% on your next shipment. Visit us. Restrictions apply.
This is an extraordinary Black Friday at Tomlinson Furniture in the Mattress Gallery. 2 days only. Friday the 26th and Saturday the 27th of November. Huge savings on everything in stock. Up to 40% off. This is the largest sale of the year. The perfect time to replace your mattress. The perfect time to buy your bedroom sets, sofas, and anything you need for the home. This is where you get the best deals in town. So get ready for Christmas. Friday the 26th and Saturday the 27th of November. You have to hurry. It is while supplies last. Tomlinson Building on Walker's Road.
The COVID-19 vaccine is the best way to protect yourself, your loved ones, and our community. It is proven to be safe and effective. Our doctors stand behind the vaccine because it works, and it will save lives. If you are 50 years and older, a healthcare worker or most at risk from COVID-19, and received your second dose at least 6 months ago, then you're now eligible to receive your third dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. Get vaccinated. Let's keep working together to protect the ones we love. Visit www.gov.ky/coronavirus to learn more.
Tips to stay safe this holiday season. Take the pledge. Plan a safe ride home. Offer to be a designated driver. Ride the Purple Ribbon Bus. Drink responsibly.
Arrive Alive 345. Take the pledge, designate a driver, or ride the Purple Ribbon Bus on New Year's Eve. This message is brought to you by the National Drug Council and Radio Cayman.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio, so we're going to have an open line for you. I believe we have the National Gallery scheduled to come on later this morning. Hopefully they will be in the studio. If not, hopefully we will have them on the phone as well. Let's see what time they were scheduled to be in the studio. 9 o'clock this morning, National Gallery should be in the studio as well. And I just want to point out to you, we're talking about awards, and when Miss Susan and her awards, so she was recognized by the deputy governor, and she received one of the first awards given out by the deputy governor as well. That's the monthly deputy governor awards that he gives out as well. She also received that, and we have to recognize that Miss Susan Watson is the people's favorite, the people's choice in Radio Cayman. And, you know, we don't want at the same time to downplay the work of all of the other staff at Radio Cayman, as well. But when it comes to being on air, there is none more prominent than Miss Susan Watson. And that's probably because she has that morning slot where everyone who's on the road and who's awake will hear her as well, but also that unique voice and her choice of music, because she likes the whole homegrown music and the older songs as well. So that's it for Miss Susan this morning for now, until someone else stirs it up again. So we're talking about reopening here in the Cayman Islands. Took place on the Saturday, the 20th of November. Let's see what other jurisdictions have been doing. The Observer in Antigua and Barbuda, their cabinet announced on the 18th of November sweeping changes to their COVID-19 policy and the end of their state of emergency. So the newspaper reported that at the end of an almost 2-year-long state of emergency is just one of the many changes announced by cabinet in Antigua. The state of emergency, which was instituted in March of 2020, will end before the 27th of December 2021. So that is when their state of emergency will end, on December the 27th, 2021. Cabinet has also agreed to allow both vaccinated and unvaccinated public sector workers to return to work on December the 1st, 2021, because they actually had something in place where you would not be allowed to go to work if you were unvaccinated. Not only that, you were not paid if you were a public service worker and you were unvaccinated and you didn't go to work. You didn't receive your pay either. Now, those on the other end of the spectrum, in terms of vaccines and being vaccinated, a concern would say that that's infringing on a person's either constitutional rights or human rights. But that's the position that Antigua adopted, and we saw other countries adopting that as well. Here in the Cayman Islands, the government has said that they will not mandate vaccination for public servants. They have done it for work permit holders, those who are applying for new work permits, and those who would be applying for renewal of their work permit as well. And if the predictions are correct, while we remain optimistic about COVID-19, I think we still have a long, long way to go before it comes under control. So we have to continue to do our part, whatever part of that may be in trying to stem the spread of COVID-19. We're not going to eliminate it. We have to do what we can to stem the spread of it. So the article says that the cabinet in Antigua has also agreed to allow both vaccinated and unvaccinated public sector workers to return to work on the 1st of December 2021. Those who are still not vaccinated by the 1st of December will be subject to a COVID-19 test every 2 weeks. These will be there will be no charges for these tests. So if you're unvaccinated, on the 1st of December in Antigua, you're a public service worker, you will be subjected to the COVID-19 test every 2 weeks. Banks and other financial institutions that have achieved community immunity for 80% will also be permitted to have testing of their unvaccinated employees beginning December the 1st, 2021. Private sector entities are now being allowed to issue their own exemption certificates on the grounds of religious and or medical reasons. Now that is interesting, right? Private sector entities in Antigua are now being allowed to issue their own exemption certificates on the grounds of religion and or medical reasons. Goes on to say that the government sector will continue to require exemptions from acceptable medical practitioners and reputable religious institutions following submissions to the appropriate application. Meanwhile, competitive sports can resume from Monday, the 22nd of November, that is today, using the previously agreed upon protocols. Restrictions imposed on people traveling from high COVID-infected countries such as the Dominican Republic, Brazil, India, and South Africa will also be lifted on the 1st of January 2022. And it goes on to say that these changes are in addition to a change that allows all students over the age of 12, whether vaccinated or not, to resume face-to-face classes on January 2022 as well. So those are the policies and protocols that Antigua and Barbuda has adopted. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Lucy. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, hanging in here. I want to say that if I live to see Wednesday, if God continue to bless me, I would have already received my 3 scores in 10 and hidden to my 4 scores. But I want to say that every Saturday afternoon, more or less, Susie carries me back and makes me turn into my youth in 35, 40 years of age.
Mm-hmm.
And she always does a good job making me cry. And I told her that she know that because every Saturday afternoon when she on the radio, let me tell you, I don't know where she picks them up from. I don't know if you had the opportunity to listen to her either Saturday afternoon when you're taking your rest. But if you don't go back to your youth with her, then we're in trouble. So I just want to say that I agree with the caller earlier this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like I said, all of the stuff, but it's some little thing that I don't know, that Susan got a little more special that she really hits you real hard with.
Yep.
I want to say JJ in the afternoon too. He does a lot with the local music. He does great with the local musicians, with their music. So I want to just put that in there this morning.
Okay, and I don't know if you know this, but the former director, and of course he's still here with us at Radio Cayman, Mr. Loxley Banks and Mr. Doran Miller, they were instrumental in encouraging Miss Susan to join Radio Cayman, as well as another former employee who's now a retired civil servant to join Radio Cayman as well, Miss Corinne Glasgow. They were instrumental in encouraging both of them to join Radio Cayman, and of course her mother was a strong supporter as well. So when you say your birthday is going to be now Wednesday,
hopefully if God blesses me, and I think He will. So I done past my 3 scores in 10 and way past that. So I'm doing good, but Susan always brings me back to my youth, you know.
Yep.
So I just want to say that, man. A week ago last Saturday, man, let me tell you, I had a real caller up in. I don't know where she digs them things up from. I don't really know, because let me tell you, she goes way back, way older than her age too. Way older than her age.
Yep.
But anyhow, congratulations to her, and make sure that she's there.
That's right. Definitely. Thank you very much for that. And one other person said, she said she was on Saturday night, and that was the best music I've heard on a Saturday night in a while. Also, I could tell it was her even before they heard her voice on the radio as well. Well, no better time to take a commercial break than all of those accolades for the one and only Miss Radio Cayman, Miss Susan Watson. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab. Blood test, x-ray, and mammogram, all of that is MedLab. Affordable fees and friendly service, a full professional team. MedLab is always comfortable, MedLab is always clean. For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Call 949-7331 and ask about MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross now at Vant Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vant Motors, Walkers Road.
Study local and go far this spring. Want to start your bachelor's or associate degree, or just need a few classes to complete? Registration is now open for spring classes at UCCI. Scholarships are available for the spring semester, but you need to act now to meet the deadlines. Visit www.ucci.edu.ky to enroll now. Classes begin January 10th. Enroll by December 1st for a chance to win an iPad or a laptop.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the record.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio, but the topic this morning is Radio Cayman's personality of the morning. I'm not going to go beyond the morning. Personality of the morning, Miss Susan Watson. Another person has written and said, congrats to Miss Susan Watson. She's a legend in the Cayman Islands. She has a very cool, calming voice. Reminds me of our Jermaine Doreen Samuels. Jamaican Doreen Samuels, I think is what they meant there, Miss Doreen Samuels, and another radio announcer as well. So, folks, I'm going to switch gears back over to Antigua. I saved some of these news releases from there. We always complain, and here in the Cayman Islands, we know we have had thousands and thousands of refugees, in particular Cuban refugees. Yes, we have had some Haitian refugees as well, pass through the Cayman Islands trying to get to the United States. In the 60s, we had quite a few. They came through very quickly. Those days, we didn't have any refugee facilities, any holding facilities. They stayed on board the vessels that they came on, and those vessels were pretty large, not the little flimsy things that you see them come in these days. And some people are questioning whether or not they really actually come all the way from Cuba in those, or whether or not they're dropped off by a mothership near to our shores and then end up here. But in the 60s, they stayed on board their vessels. The repatriation to the United States was very quick. Then, of course, when we had Tent City in the 1990s, we again had over 1,200 refugees at that camp. Many formed relationships with Caymanians here. Caymanian families left. Sometimes you hear from them later on in terms of, how they're making it over in the United States. Sometimes you don't. Those that remain here, some make their mark on Cayman society, either by getting out there and demonstrating, sometimes being able to exercise their human rights, things that they never enjoyed in their country of origin. And others, like I say, just pass on and forget about the Cayman Islands. Here's a story in Antigua where a Cuban resident gives back by donating a community bus stop. And it talks about the fact that members of the Ford Road community are the beneficiaries of a brand new bus shed, a generous donation made by a Cuban resident who said the gesture is to showcase his love for Antigua and Barbuda. Carlos Miro, a carpenter by profession, told Observer that he had been living in the country with his family since 2014 and has learned a lot about Antiguan and Barbudan culture since then. He's quoted as saying, "This beautiful island and its people gave me the opportunity to live and work. In these 7 years, I have learned a lot about the life here and about respect. I felt a sense of duty with the people," he said. Miro explained that he received permission from the government and help from his fellow countrymen living in Antigua to erect the bus stop overnight. He shared that women and children especially were happy to be able to use the bus stop for shelter. He's quoted as saying, "I got permission 6 months ago. I prepared the materials little by little, and with the help of Cuban residents, we made it a reality. It was a surprise for the locals. We worked on Friday in the night until 10 in the morning. Mothers and children felt secure and happy," he explained. So there is a refugee in a country that has accepted him, has taken him in, given him shelter, given him, he and his family, the opportunity to settle, to earn a living, and to live a productive life, and he is given back to the community as well. Folks, my reason for sharing that with you, not simply because it is a story about Antigua and Barbuda. It is a story that should be told here more often in the Cayman Islands as well. as opposed to those who ridicule us, who complain, who accuse us of various things, while at the same time we hold out that helping and welcoming hand to them as well. So that is my reason for sharing that with you this morning as far as Antigua and Barbuda is concerned, and the Cuban resident there giving back. Okay. Here's another one that I'd like to share with you, and this one should hit home really, really well. Caribbean Development Bank, and we know that the Cayman Islands. Oh, we do have a caller. Let's grab the caller first. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yeah, I've been calling a long time.
You been? You sure you're calling the right number?
Yeah, calling the right number, man. I couldn't help and listening to that you just read there on Antigua.
Okay.
You see the big difference?
Yes.
See, we accept any and everybody here, and in return, they protest against us, and they form all kind of associations. I think since I called in last, I was off island and stuff when that happened. They were forming some expatriate associations and all kind of thing. That would, if you're forming an expatriate association, I mean that's to represent themselves, not us, you know. But they can form an association to protest us. But we had something called Cayman Protection Board, and that didn't sound well. We had to get rid of that. Can you imagine that? Magnified that a few times. Yeah, our good friend is doing much better.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So he should be up and about and be able to come out soon and get him back on the radio.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm going to reach out again to him today as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I have quite a few topics I want to call in on, but I got to do that another time.
Okay.
All right. We'll talk later.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, for that as well. We have another caller, Ms. Susan. Let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Moderator.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm listening to you. I got two quick comments. One, first of all, I want to join you in giving my accolade to your co-worker, Susan. I have found her courteous, very helpful, and she's so powerful, I can even see her smile over the telephone. So I wish her a great day, and I love her. She's doing a great job. She's a great ambassador for Radio Cayman.
She is, yes.
Nasser, to your comment about Antigua and the Cuban visitors, you are so right. These people accuse us of all kind of things. We are lazy. We are shiftless. We have an entitlement syndrome. But you know what they should appreciate is that we, the Caymanian people, are so trusting. We do not keep an eye on those who come among us with intentions less than honorable. So they are fortunate that we are so trustful and so hospitable that we are not suspicious of them and treat them like how they would be treated in other jurisdictions.
Yes.
And I hope that in another few months I will enlighten the position of the Caymanians and let the visitors know what their position should be and how appreciative they should be of us. But I say that if we as Caymanians are not entitled in our own country, then pray tell me where will we be entitled?
So true. Yes, sir.
And so I take the point that you are making. They should be far more appreciative and thankful that we are not suspicious and keep an eye on them like they would be kept an eye on in other jurisdictions that I know of.
Yep.
And that's my take for the morning, sir. God bless you and have a great show. And it's great to know that our good friend is doing okay. We look forward to hearing him.
Definitely. Thank you very much, sir, for your contribution as well. And please stay safe and God bless as well. Ms. Susan, Time for us to take that commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
West Bay, home to Barkas National Park, the touristy flair, a family community, a political powerhouse. From sports enthusiasts to car aficionados, affection for silver thatch rope. No matter how far you may venture, West Bay will always be where the heart is. Home will always be in West Bay. West Bay Pharmacy, caring for your home and your family. West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Convenient, quality care is just around the corner.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, K-Man.
Had a look at those investment options yet?
Too busy. Look at today. Workout, breakfast, take the kids to school, back-to-back meetings, take Pepper to the vet, and she's apparently got allergies now, so... And that was all before 12. But you look relaxed.
That's because my money's as busy as you.
With RF, you can access the best in local and international investments to keep your money busy, so you can spend more time focusing on you. Contact us at rfgroup.com to find out more. RF, money at work.
Here's where you can get your Rotary Music Extravaganza tickets to win $40,000 and more. Rotary members, authorized ticket sellers, eventpro.ky, A.L. Thompson's Home Depot, Funky Tanks, Rubis Walkers Road, supermarkets across Cayman, and Rotarian past president Annie Rose Scott in Cayman Brac. Here is more on how your support through your Rotary Music Extravaganza ticket works for our community. $10,000 to support reintegration, education, and employment through the Department of Community Rehabilitation and Her Majesty's Prison Service. $3,000 supporting the National Drug Council Arrive Alive 345 campaign. Support for the Community Bus Shelter Program, including Cayman Brac. Community service at its best, funding over 70 projects since 1995. Rotary Music Extravaganza. Your ticket, your chance. Rotary Central Cayman Islands. Registered not-for-profit number 232. Rotary Central. Serve the change lives.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman. Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. Phone lines are open. Toll-free number 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037, 949-6990. Email us, For the Record, one word, For the Record at candew.ky. WhatsApp us, 925-3261. We have a caller, Miss Susan. Okay, so I'm going to share this one with you as well. Region paying too much for electricity. That is a statement made by the Caribbean Development Bank, the president of the Caribbean Development Bank. Now, as most of you may know or should know, that we are an associate member of CARICOM. We're also a member of the CDB. At one point in time, we did receive, the Cayman Islands would receive development loans from the Caribbean Development Bank. I'm not sure how much business we do with them these days, because one of the complaints I recall when I worked for government, one of the complaints was that when you got loans from the Caribbean Development Bank, those loans were in a basket, what you call a basket of currencies. So you had a mixture of, your loans were in a mixture of currencies, and that probably had a lot to do with the donor countries that money was received from. So you'd get money from the EU, you'd get money from the US. So the loans would be distributed in a basket of currencies, different currencies,
And that's how it was calculated, which sometimes made it extremely, extremely expensive to borrow from the Caribbean Development Bank. Now, in the Cayman Islands, most of our loans now are either procured locally or by the issuance of bonds as well. So here's what it says here. It says Caribbean Development Bank President Dr. Jean Leon has said what the people of the region have been saying for years, that they are paying far too high a price for electricity. And that resonates so strongly here in the Cayman Islands. At a recent energy forum in the Turks and Caicos Islands, the Caribbean Development Bank president said that the cost of electricity in the Caribbean was approximately 28 cents per kilowatt in 2019, placing it amongst the highest in the world. 28 cents per kilowatt in the Caribbean, the average, places us amongst the highest in the world. What the CDB president has said will resonate particularly in some countries in the region, notably Guyana, where high electricity costs, the country has been plagued for decades with woefully unreliable electricity supply, a circumstance which has, despite the various external interventions, significantly altered the lives of the ordinary consumer, to say nothing of its impact on the country's wider economy, particularly the manufacturing sector. Consumer electricity costs in Guyana have continued to rise on the back of forced additional consumer spending on power sources outside the national electricity grid, rising out of unreliable support from the national grid. It goes on to say that the CDB president's comments comes at a time when other countries in the region, notably Barbados, are reportedly voicing concerns over high electricity rates. In the instance of Barbados, there are reports of fears being expressed regarding likely electricity rate hikes following an application by the Barbados Light and Power Company Limited to the island's Fair Trading Commission for a rate increase. The CDB president reportedly told the Turks and Caicos Forum that the high cost of electricity generation has a negative impact on the region's economic and social development as it increases import bills, worsens terms of trade, erodes competitiveness, and stymies investment by the business community. And it goes on to talk more about Guyana's situation. In his presentation, the president of the Caribbean Development Bank said that while alternative forms of energy, including solar, wind, and ocean resources, exist in abundant supply in the Caribbean, it remains one of the most energy import-dependent regions in the world. The bank's 19 borrowing member countries secure more than 90% of their commercial energy supplies from imported petroleum, a report in the Barbados nation says. In outlining a strategy for the region to make the transition to sustainable energy a reality, Dr. Leon, the Barbados nation says, cited improving energy efficiency, diversifying energy sources, incentivizing the private sector, investing in strategic partnerships, and using innovative, flexible, and affordable financing instruments. An air of uncertainty appears to hover, and this goes on to talk about Guyana again. And of course, in talking about Guyana, either it is going to be a curse or a blessing. The discovery of oil and the production of oil in in Guyana. We have seen in many countries that have had oil as a natural resource, the benefits have not necessarily been passed on to the general public because politicians as well as public servants, corrupt politicians as well as corrupt public servants, have filtered that money away from the public purse for their own personal use as well. So, but Guyana has the oil, and it has rivers, waterfalls, and where hydroelectric power can be generated as well. But they're not necessarily being used, for the productive purposes that they should be used for. But while this article does not mention anything about the Cayman Islands, I need not tell you, how we feel and what we go through here in the Cayman Islands as far as our power bills, our electricity bills are concerned. And yes, while our provider, Caribbean Utilities Company, they're doing all, I shouldn't say all that they can. They're trying to do their part in terms of encouraging us how to save energy, how to have more energy efficient homes and everything else. But our reliance or dependence on fossil fuels, that is killing us. And you would have heard on Radio Cayman's news this morning, the price of gasoline has gone up again. I'm not sure the last rate that CUC has received from as far as increases are concerned. But we all know here in the Cayman Islands what we go through. In addition, if you hold a mortgage, the next highest bill is likely to be your electricity bill. And yes, folks, we do enjoy a high quality of service. Reliability is there. We've had occasions where we have lost power generation, but that happens, everywhere in the world when you're dealing with mechanical instruments. But we do have one of the best services throughout the Caribbean, but we pay for that service as well. It is extremely expensive, but as this article has pointed out, we're not alone in that. What we really need to do is we need the Caribbean to come together to find solutions to many of our common problems, to put our shoulders together to solve these problems and to make the Caribbean a better place for all, not just to spruce it up for the tourists that we all try to attract to get money from. We're going to take the headline news a little bit early, if you may, Miss Susan, so that we can prepare our guests for the next segment of the show this morning. We do have people from the National Gallery on, and do I have any more WhatsApp messages? Okay. That was an audio. That was audio. Yeah. That was. Do you want to play that? The last audio? Oh, okay. Okay. So. Okay, let's go to the top of the hour headline news. When we return, we will have members from the National Gallery in the studio with us. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
89.9 Radio Cayman helps you to weather the storm during this hurricane season.
One of the most crucial elements of hurricane preparedness is storm awareness. During the season, it is of utmost importance to pay attention to the latest local weather forecasts, as hurricanes do not suddenly form or strike. There are various methods of advanced notification. Utilizing such may be the difference between a favorable outcome and disaster. Both television and radio serve as excellent mediums with up-to-the-minute storm path information in the wake of a hurricane. Another method of tracking a hurricane may be only arm's length away. Your smartphone or tablet can be your most valuable tool before, during, and after a storm, providing countless numbers of apps with crucial hurricane information. Many apps allow you to track storms with moving radar and satellite imagery, plus offer alerts, current conditions, forecasts, advisories, and even video.
This hurricane preparedness tip was brought to you by your community radio station, Radio Cayman, 89.9 FM.
Satisfaction is guaranteed 24 hours a day, whether it's music or information.
From Grand Cayman to Cayman Brac to Little Cayman, we've got you covered.
You ever hear a thing like that?
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman.
Your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
In a Facebook post, the Tourism Attraction Board announced the passing of former CEO Gilbert Connolly. He served for 13 years as CEO and secretary of the board from 2003 to 2016. At least 5 people have been killed and more than 40 injured after a car plowed into a Christmas parade in Wisconsin. School bands and a dance troupe of grannies were among those marching through the city of Waukesha when a red SUV came speeding down the road. It hit dozens of people, including children. One person is in custody. The incident does not appear, quote, at this time, to be an act of terrorism. Women have been banned from appearing in television dramas in Afghanistan under new rules imposed by the Taliban government. Female journalists and presenters have also been ordered to wear headscarves on screen, although the guidelines do not say which type of covering to use. Reporters say some of the rules are vague and subject to interpretation. The Taliban seized power in Afghanistan in mid-August, and many fear they are gradually imposing harsh restrictions. Those are your headlines. I'm Karsley Fuller.
For the latest in news and information,
follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning, and welcome back to For the Record. It is my pleasure to have in the studio with me this morning the collections curator at the National Gallery here in the Cayman Islands, Mr. William Helfrich. He's no stranger to Radio Cayman and for the record, and we also have Mr. Janye. Am I pronouncing that right?
Janye.
Mr. Janye Parry in the studio with us, and I'm going to get Mr. Helfrich to introduce Mr. Parry and tell us all about his exhibition.
Yes. Good morning, OC.
Good morning.
I'm very pleased to be here today, and we wanted to share with your audience a new exhibition that's opening at the National Gallery this week, and it's a solo exhibition. Coming on the heels of Miss Virginia Foster's exhibition, which we spoke about a month ago, another ceramic artist. And Janye Parry is a young Caymanian artist originally from Cuba, born in the Isle of Pines, Isle of Youth. Mm-hmm. And this is his first solo exhibition with us at the National Gallery, but he's had other solo exhibitions at commercial galleries here in Cayman over the last few years. And this is an exhibition that's titled Unstoppable Steps. And it's opening, as I say, this Thursday, the 25th of November. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And it's running all the way until the 21st of January next year, 2022. So there's lots of time for people to come and see it. But we wanted to just talk about this exhibition, kind of talk about Janye's work and sort of introduce him to those who don't know him and aren't familiar with his work.
Okay. And he said he's from, with the name Powery, we know where, where that emanates from, as well. And how long have you been in the Cayman Islands?
11 years.
11 years here in the Cayman Islands. And how long have you been involved in art?
I started in 1999. I started in my... I still calling my teacher, in his studio. So from there, I just work until today, doing my art.
Okay, just pull that mic up a little closer to you. Yeah, there you go. And you enjoy, you certainly enjoy what you're doing?
Yeah, this is who I am, I really love do art. Just the good thing about art, you meet so many people that give you the opportunity to meet so many people. I remember one time I was telling to a friend of mine about, just struggling a little with the language and stuff like that. And he said to me, Janye, don't worry, art speak all language, He said, yeah, it's true. I wanted this opportunity to thank to the National Gallery for the opportunity. And I think National Gallery is doing a brilliant job. I just want to give him my gratitude, and I'm very grateful for that. For all of the people, my friends, my family, galleries, art collectors, and they've been supporting me all the way. I just really want to, to send them for that. I'm very grateful for that.
Okay, and Mr. Helfrich, how did you discover Janye?
Well, he's been around for a while, as I say. He's we talked about that connection with the Isle of Youth, or as it used to be known, the Isle of Pines. There's many Caymanian families who have roots or have wider families residing still to this day in the Isle of Youth. So he's always had this connection to Cayman, even though he's only come back here in the last 11 years. He's also quite modest when he talks about his training there. He actually studied with a renowned Cuban artist, Agustin Villafaña, and at the Wilfredo Lam Professional Art Academy. So he's a trained professional artist. And when he came to Cayman, one of the things we've seen, you'll notice when you see his work, is it's very, very tied to the sea, to maritime themes, to maritime culture. But what I love about his work, and what visitors will start to observe when they come and see this exhibition, is this blending of two cultures that are really intertwined with one another. He has a sort of Cuban flair, if you will. There's a touch of surrealism in his work, but it's also very rooted in what we would recognize as a Caymanian experience. His ceramic sculptures, and I should have prefaced this by saying he's a multi-talented artist. He does painting, he does drawing. We're going to be focusing in this exhibition on his ceramics, which is really his forte.
Okay.
But he works in other media as well. The works on display that we've chosen, most of them were created in the last 2 or 3 years. So this is new work, but it's work that has, as I say, this strong connection to the sea. It's work that I think is very playful, and it's also combines this kind of fantastical, almost magical vision, as I say, that's partly influenced by this art movement called surrealism. But also very instantly recognizable. He's got these soldier crabs that he creates, all out of ceramic. He's got some interesting pieces, a couple of these iguanas, which are unusual in that they're sort of a blend between our own native blue iguana and the green iguana that's perhaps not so popular. And an incredible...
populous, but not popular.
Populous. So I don't want to give too much away, so we'll stop there in terms of the individual works. But this exhibition, as he sort of touched on there, Janye, it's also an homage to the artists that have gone before him, that have influenced him. So that title, Unstoppable Steps, the way Janye has spoken about this body of work is it's really intended to honor artists such as Miss Lassie and Bendel Hydes, who have sort of set the groundwork, if you like, laid the foundations for all of our artists that have preceded them. So you can't really be an artist working in Cayman today and not have that awareness of these pioneers that went before you. And in fact, some of his one piece in particular, he's actually got this amazing sort of intricate, almost like a scale model of Miss Lassie's house. And I know those who've had an opportunity, we've had a wonderful exhibition of Miss Lassie's work recently that CNCF has organized, including showing her work in her cottage, and that house is so full of history. So there's a lot of history in his work. There's a lot of engagement with ideas of memory and what makes us into the people we are today, our identity. So it's a fascinating exhibition, but also one that I think all ages will really find something to engage with, especially children. And so it's a very tactile work. You kind of want to touch it, but as with a lot of ceramic pieces, it is quite fragile. So, but we're very excited to have this opening. And Janye, I think, is going to become more and more familiar on the scene as people see this exhibition and go, wow, look at this guy's work.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that our listening audience, they're extremely curious about your work in Cuba and your studies in Cuba as well. And this took place on the mainland Cuba as opposed to the Isle of Pines itself, or Isle of Youth?
Yeah, I just started doing different work in Isle of Pine.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
When I moved to Cayman, I just, take me like 3 years to figure out how to start showing the culture and all of the nature of Cayman Islands. So from my work in Cuba and my work here, it's a little different, But I still trying to find the connection between Isle of Pine and Grand Cayman. My grandfather born in the Cayman Islands, so when he was a baby, they took it to Isle of Pine. So I was trying to really to represent where I come from. So when I show my work on maybe in London, Japan, whatever, the people can see my work and say, okay, this man comes from an island. So for me, that's very important, to represent where I come from, my experience, my life. So the people can see that through my art.
Okay. And as far as, I'm not sure, I guess I have to be careful, how far I go with this, about an artist's expression in Cuba. But certainly in Cuba, the arts are encouraged, and you see lots of it in Cuba as well. How were you influenced by that?
Yeah, it was very good because the art class in Cuba are free.
Okay.
So I get a lot of support. But one of the things I see in Cayman art is growing. It's getting very strong. I see a lot of young and other people doing art, and I see National Galleries doing a brilliant job. A lot of places supporting a lot of artists. I had the experience I can't speak by myself, I see a lot of companies, like example, I work at Just Got company, the wine company, they give me from the day one a big support. I always say, Just Got is not my workplace, it's my home. That's how they are, from the top. They always, and all of the people, the staff, everybody there supporting me. My friends, I have so many friends too, always, hey, only what you need, what I can do for you. So I think art and artists need a lot of support. It's something artists we can do by ourselves, We always need people who really have that, desire to help us, And it's something good for the community too. Because I remember when I was a child, see a piece of art has a big impact on my life. Look how I'm an artist today. So, that's and art brings people together. And art's always the way to show love, appreciation, gratitude.
Yes.
Not only for the people, for the nature. And when you see a piece of art, it's a piece of history too. Because we know how people lived many years ago through art, murals, buildings, writing. I think it's good, and I'm very happy. I think Cayman right now is in a good time about art. And that's amazing. I'm very excited about it.
Excellent. We're going to take a commercial break. When we return, I know, Mr. Helfrich, you don't want to give too much away because we want people to come and see the exhibition. But at the same time, we want to hear some more, about the works as well. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Christian Enlightenment Center is K-Man's source for the good news. Our store is filled with Christmas items, and we're ready to help you get prepared for the holidays. We have gifts for everyone: calendars, planners, and promise books, home decor, Bibles, books in large print, and beautiful nativity sets. Our children's department has gifts and stocking stuffers for the little ones. Want a great gift idea? How about a journal, a daily devotional, and a water bottle? Now that's a personal gift bundle. Christian Enlightenment Center is located on Elgin Avenue, but we now offer delivery services. We're open Monday through Saturday with extended hours for the holidays. Christian Enlightenment Center.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross now at Vant Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vant Motors, Walkers Road.
Are you feeling sick but don't feel ill enough to go to the doctor? Ask your pharmacist for advice. Here at West Bay Pharmacy, our pharmacists have been trained to offer helpful, easy to understand advice on the treatment of everyday minor ailments for yourself and all the family. Anything from headaches, cough and sore throat, to cold sores, our pharmacists will know when medical help is needed and will not hesitate to refer you to your doctor if your symptoms demand it. Like doctors, our pharmacists have a professional code, which means all personal information you give them will be treated in the strictest confidence. Visit us today at West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
Radio Cayman News. And marked an unfortunate milestone, 2 COVID-related deaths.
In these 2 cases, COVID would be listed as a contributory factor.
We are strongly recommending that all tourism-related businesses implement twice-weekly testing.
Cayman welcomed back tourists on Saturday.
Wasn't going to believe it till I actually touched down.
Radio Cayman. Your voice, your choice for today's biggest news.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. It is my pleasure to have in the studio with me this morning Mr. William Helfrich, who is the collections curator at the National Gallery. Also with us, Mr. Janye Parry, and we're talking about his exhibition at the National Gallery. It is called Unstoppable Steps. It opens on Thursday, the 25th of November, Thanksgiving Day in the United States, celebrated there. Well, we're going to be opening his exhibition, and it's going to run until the 21st of January 2022. We have a question from one of our listeners, and this person says, could you ask Mr. Janye if he feels that the art programs in our schools are sufficient to give students an appreciation of the potential of art as a business or a career in Cayman? Also, if an artist does not have his or her own studio other than the National Gallery, are there other avenues for promoting and selling their work. So that would be to you, Mr. Helfrich, I believe, on that second question. But the first question has to do whether or not the art programs in our schools are sufficient to give students an appreciation of the potential of art as a business or as a career in Cayman.
Well,
and of course we've heard stories about the starving artists, right?
Yeah, I think I know a couple of art teachers. They work in the school, and they are brilliant teachers. They are very talented and very, very good artists. I think, well, I can tell from my experience. I can say, hey, listen, this is like this, like that. You know, I came here to Cayman 11 years ago. I don't have perfect English, how we say. You know, I know talk a proper English. You know, and I think it's with the person. It's how you. You know, when I start, I don't get a lot of support, but I never get discouraged.
Okay.
So I think artists can live as an artist. I really, from the time working, I'm trying to improve my work, and I trying to learn more from reading how the economy and how things work. And just it's tough to be an artist in Cayman. It's very hard to be an artist in Cayman, but it's not impossible. I have a side work. Yeah, it's very hard, but I don't. If somebody make the decision to be an artist, I don't think it's gonna get discouraged because I don't want to make enough money, things like that. But I think right now, I can't speak for right now. I think be an artist now, I think it's a good deal. I think people can. I know a couple of artists, like they work full-time artists, and they doing very well. They doing very well, you know. I think that go with the person. It's how hard you push your business as an artist, you know. But I think right now it's a good opportunity. It's a lot of places like hotels and new developments looking for artists. And I think I see Cayman right now with art is growing, and it's something good for artists. And for the children, if they want to be an artist, I think it's going to be a good idea for you know, to do it. You know.
And the conditions here in the Cayman Islands, because of the availability of work as well, that those who choose to be part-time artists or who feel that they have to supplement their income, there are opportunities for them to engage in other work and at the same time, you know, be creative, you know, as far as their artistry is concerned as well.
Yeah, well, I say, or what I said before is it's hard, but it's not impossible. I think the good and the bad is in our hand. You know, you have to make it happen. I think with my art business, I call it art business because you're talking about you know, if we can live as an artist, stuff like that. You know, I see this as my passion. This is what I love to do. But I'm doing very well with my sales and all of the things, you know. But I think it's a child want to be an artist. I think it's no reason for discourage the child, you know, and telling no, it's not going to be good for you. You're not going to pay bills, stuff like that. Instead, you can get a side job, you know.
Yeah, and based on what you know about the school curriculum in the Cayman Islands, what the listener wanted to know whether or not we provide sufficient support for those who want to be artists in the school, and support and encouragement for them, or should we be doing more?
I have a couple of friends they start doing art. I always give her full support. I never charge her $1 for that. I remember I was giving class to a lady, and she was paying me per hour the class. And I think after 1 month, I told him, listen, I just not want to charge you that amount. Let's do it less now. Because I think that's in the way, you know, you can encourage. And the lady right now is doing a brilliant job. I see his picture, his painting in the Instagram. Oh my, it's beautiful. And, you know, that made me feel good, you know, because I think as an artist it's hard, but if as the person we can support people, I think it's no time to think about, let's see how much money I can get from this person for my business. I think it's a time to support each other, and it's a lot of people who really collect art, really want to see artists made in the Cayman Islands. So I'm very happy for that.
And OC, on this question of education, because this was a great question, I want to come back to this. Janye's given his thoughts, and I think he makes some very good points. I think it's a multi-pronged question here, because what we're really talking about is formal art education and then other sorts of opportunities which we have. So, our government schools have provisions for art, studio art, as do the private schools. But one sort of missing link is, of course, we don't have a tertiary, a higher education program in the fine arts. We have government scholarships, which are a huge help for students who want to pursue an education in the arts. And we've had some brilliant students who've graduated through internship programs at the National Gallery and gone on. Simon Tatum being a recent one who has completed his MFA degree at Kent State University, and there's several others. And often they'll then come back and bring that education, that knowledge back to Cayman. But our neighbors in Jamaica, they have the Ethne Manley College of Fine Art, and I think that's something that we're trying to move towards, because we really want to see, with all this talent that we have, you need that support of a formal degree, or it could be an associate's program in fine arts. And to your point about building a career and what opportunities there are, to make it a viable career for people, because we have a high cost of living here. I think there are opportunities for people who are creative to show that creativity in different ways. So, their passion may be painting or sculpture, but of course, there are other outlets where those kind of skills can be put to use. So, with our construction industry, with people who work in, say, sculpture, it could be more mundane things like, building ornamental gates or wrought ironwork for new buildings, or mural painting, on the sides of building. If you've been around Georgetown recently, we have some local artists such as Carlos Garcia that are kind of brightening up some of the facades on buildings around Georgetown, and kind of even the underpass on West Bay Road. Many people will have obviously noticed when you drive through by the old Royal Palms, brightly colored painting, little things like that, which I think allow artists an outlet to express themselves. It's not necessarily, in a professional capacity in terms of buying or rather selling their work. But it's also about a whole ecology, a support network for artists. So they need studio space, as the caller mentioned, and there are private enterprises here. We have Art Nest, we have Parcel 110 in Georgetown on Cardinal Avenue. So there are spaces that we're starting to see kind of popping up, and a lot of them are more like shared workspaces where, you'll have a small studio space, and it's a really communal environment where I think there's that image, as you were alluding to, about the starving artist. There's also that maybe a stereotype of an artist, toiling away on their own, but there's something about having that community of other artists. And we have obviously our Walker's Art Club program at the National Gallery, which is a free after-school program, and that's really taking children from that pre-kindergarten age up to their teen years, and having, we have a kiln on site. So we're talking today about Janye's ceramic sculpture. We can do ceramics with children. We have teachers and volunteers, instructors who come and teach the different forms of art if they're interested in painting or watercolor. So there are avenues for artists, but I think that educational component, we've also got new phenomena popping up, like Cayman Art Week, which happened last year in July, this year. I'm losing track of time. About cultivating a market for these artists, because if you want to sell your art, you need to have spaces and venues, and also a clientele and an audience that's interested in maybe collecting art as well.
Yeah, it's a lot of places here, like restaurant places like that. They provide their space for artists, and they no charge, they no offer, no commission.
Okay.
It's a lot of places. Like I did this year, I show at Agave restaurant, And they just tell me, Johnny, just no, we don't want no commission. You just show your work, and all of the profit was, they just doing it because we need that.
Yes,
we need that, so we can build something strong. I'm very happy. I'm since new artists coming up now as an artist, just that encouraged me a lot. Because that helped me to keep doing, because some people send me message like, hey, my son loves your art, and he say he want to be an artist like you, and they just I was a child too. I want to be like other artists too, but it's something beautiful, man. I think, and the government is supporting the National Gallery, and National Gallery is doing a brilliant job. I think we're going to make it, guys. We're going to make it.
Okay, we're going to take a commercial break. Janye, when we come back, I want you to talk about at what point in time in your life did you realize that you wanted to be an artist, that you had those skills, earlier. So we're going to take the commercial break, and then when you return, I'll get you to talk about that. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Had a look at those investment options yet? Too busy. Look at today. Workout, breakfast, take the kids to school, back-to-back meetings, take Pepper to the vet, and she's apparently got allergies now, so... And that was all before 12. But you look relaxed. That's because my money's as busy as you.
With RF, you can access the best in local and international investments to keep your money busy, so you can spend more time focusing on you. Contact us at rfgroup.com to find out more. RF, money at work.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab.
For a full range of medical services, pleasant, clean and comfortable environment, no long lines and affordable fees, visit MedLab at the Smith Road Plaza. Open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and half day on Saturdays. Call 949-7331 to make your appointment.
For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Ask our professional team about the benefits of cutting-edge technology with MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
This is an extraordinary Black Friday at Tomlinson Furniture in the Mattress Gallery. 2 days only. Friday the 26th and Saturday the 27th of November. Huge savings on everything in stock. Up to 40% off. This is the largest sale of the year. The perfect time to replace your mattress. The perfect time to buy your bedroom sets, sofas, and anything you need for the home. This is where you get the best deals in town. So get ready for Christmas. Friday the 26th and Saturday the 27th of November. You have to hurry. It is while supplies last. Tomlinson Building on Walker's Road.
Do you know that conditions may change suddenly in an emergency and you may have to leave at a moment's notice? When a hurricane threatens, you should have a grab-and-go survival kit. This kit should include your personal identification and other vital documents, which should be sealed in a watertight pouch or container. For more tips and information, visit the Hazard Management Cayman Islands office or caymanprepared.ky. This hurricane tip is brought to you by Hazard Management Cayman Islands and Radio Cayman 89.9 FM.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matter. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me, Mr. Janye Parry, an artist originally born in Cuba of Caymanian parentage. The name Parry will tell you that in a minute. Lived in Isle of Youth in Cuba, 11 years here in the Cayman Islands, and his works are being exhibited at the National Gallery. It is called Unstoppable Steps. The exhibition opens on Thursday the 25th of November and runs until the 21st of January 2021. In here to share his story and to tell us about the exhibition, Mr. William Helfrecht, who is the collections curator at the National Gallery. And before we went to the commercial break, I was asking Mr. Janye to tell us about at what point did he realize that he had these skills or the desire to be an artist. We're also going to talk about the Caymanian artists who have been to Cuba, who may have been influenced by work over there, or their work may have influenced Cuban artists as well. So we're going to talk about several things here. Over to you, Janye.
Oh, okay. This is a very nice story. My mother used to work in a factory, in a ceramic factory. So she always take me there. They have a few artists there who do designs. They build sculptures, and my mother's job was to make a mold of those pieces, and and just they just pour clay on the mold and do all of it. And my mom's job was to clean it, prepare the sculpture for the artist.
Yeah.
But that was a mass production. They do cup, they do plate, ceramic plate, they do toilets, but all the way I was very interested about the artist work. And my mother was always there helping the artists and things like that. That one of the things really give me a lot of encouragement. And the other thing is, my mom sometimes he take me around, and we going to the toys shop. And every time I see a toys, my mother can afford it. I just go home. Next to my mother's house, this old man has like a carpenter shop. His mom was a good carpenter, and he always give me a tool for me to do whatever I want to do in wood. So every time I see a toys, my mother can buy it. Then okay, mom, don't worry, I want to make it myself. So I go there, and the man named Santi. He always say, "What you need, Johnny?" I say, "No, I had this drawing. I want to do this. I want to do this toy." I say, "Okay, go there and be careful. You don't cut yourself and stuff like that." But what's good? That was the beginning, and always in my neighborhood, they was always very proud because they feel, we have some art in the neighborhood. Let's go and see. I used to do robots, cars. My friends, they always come to me when they want to design something, and that was amazing. I have so much fun with that. And in the school too, they do a art competition, and I used to win a couple. And my classroom, my mates in my classroom, they all were very proud. Johnny, you need to win this. Go, that was good. I have a good time, when I was a child. Then I went to the ballet school. I spent some 4 years, doing ballet, classic ballet.
Okay.
Yeah, but I never made it. I went to Havana, never made it. And then I say to my friend, you know what? I just gonna go back to do what I did when I was a child. I want to try that. So I went to Villafaña studio, and this man opened door for me. He has a beautiful and huge studio. So I remember I knocked the door of his studio. He came out. Was a big guy with a rasta. So he said, what I can do for you? And I told him, I want to be an artist. I want to learn art. I say, okay. So I asked him how much I had to pay for that. I said, you don't have to pay nothing. Come, you want to be an artist? You say, yeah. This man take a bucket with garbage. I say, okay. He give me a piece of paper with pencil. I say, you need to draw this. And he poured the bucket with all of the garbage, and he said, draw that. I spent almost 2 months drawing that. But I never get discouraged. I feel like he was laughing on me, but I said, you know what? I'm going to finish it. I was a lot of work, working every day, drawing. And when I finished, I said, okay, you passed the test. Welcome to the art world. That's what he said to me.
Wow.
So he when I see that message, like, hey, this is not going to be easy. Sometimes you're going to feel like you want it quick. Sometimes you're going to feel like, you know what, I just don't want to do this anymore. But he said, if you fail, I can keep you in my studio. That's what he said to me. Many years after when I talked to him. He's an old man now. I spoke to him yesterday.
Oh, great.
He's very sick. Yeah, but I told him, listen, National Gallery is doing something very good for me. Like supporting me a lot, and this is a great opportunity, and your name is there. So he went and he checked his phone, and he saw what the National Gallery wrote on his name, and he started crying. That was a very emotional time for them. But to me, it's more important. Gratitude is very important because we have to be grateful for a lot of things happening in our life. Believe me.
Now, off mic, we were speaking about the support that the Cuban government gives to our artists, and tell our audience about that. How when you look at a country that is labeled, communist, and you look at the Cayman Islands that is labeled democratic, either with a big D or a small small D, depending on who you speak to. But when you compare and you contrast the support of the two, we'd like to do that. So tell us about, what the government does in Cuba for artists.
Government spend a lot of money in art. For the government, it's very important to support artists, because it's bringing a lot of income. That's one of the things the government knows happen with artists. There's a lot of artists in Cuba selling painting for crazy money. We're talking about $500 million. It's a lot. I have all of my friends, the one who live in Cuba right now, they really not do art, but they are skilled.
Mm-hmm.
The government use the skill to do restaurants. They take care of all of those things. The government in Cuba not give that kind of job to companies. They give that job to the artists. So the artists who the people, they go for the companies.
Mm-hmm.
They say, okay, this is what I want to do, and then the company do the job. I don't know if you get the idea.
Sure, yes.
The government give the job to the artist,
right?
And the artists they hide the.
They commission the artists as opposed to giving the business to established businesses.
Business. So it's a lot of support for artists, and the government use money to help artists to go overseas. Art biennials, like Art Basel. That's why Cuban artists well known in the world, because the government pay money for them to go overseas, and they just do solo show. They go to art competition. They do a lot. They just have a group of artists they consider they are the most talented artists. That's why they do every year art competitions. So when you win that art competition, you are in the eyes of the big galleries there and say, okay, this art is a good deal. That's what happened.
So, Mr. Helfrich, now let's talk about the Caymanians who have been to Cuba to either improve on their art or just, matter of cultural sharing.
Of course. Because what we're talking about really is sort of cultural ambassadorship, if you like. It's governments may be recognizing the value of artists, and it could be economic value, as Cuba has sort of built this whole tourism industry that's really leveraging the cultural assets they have. And what I mean by that is, the beautiful buildings in Old Havana, but at the same time, the artists themselves, right? If you go to Havana, the streets are alive with artists working and selling their work, and it's something that tourists, it's an attraction, right? To have that active art scene, and it's also, I think, closer in feel to an older model of going back to the Renaissance of artists and artisans, and this model of mentorship. Artists having proteges, as Janye was telling that story of his mentor, really, who took him in, and that's a model that I think we can really look to here in Cayman, where we have some quite established artists now, and we have younger artists, and what they need is all of those things we talked about. They need a studio space, they need materials, but they also need that support of a mentor. And just to your point about Caymanian artists traveling to Cuba, in 2001, the National Gallery supported a sort of contingent, if you will, of artists who at the time were well known here. I'm talking about members of the Native Sons, people like Al Ebanks, Gordon Solomon. But they were sort of, in their late 20s at the time, maybe early 30s. And what I think that program gave to them, this Artists Away program that the National Gallery was overseeing, was exposure to another culture, Cuba, and another way of working, which is really, we talked about, this communist government structure in Cuba, but the idea of a collective, of a studio, or a taller, as they call it in Spanish, which is this collaborative way of working where you have artists sharing a space. So the artists that I just spoke to, or just mentioned, Gordon Solomon, Al Ebanks, and a couple of others, Miguel Parry, they did workshops in, for example, lithography and printmaking, which is quite a technical artistic medium that you really need that training in, and to use these machines and different types of techniques of making prints. And so that was knowledge that they gained from going to Cuba, seeing how local artists work there. But they also, when they came back, and we have some of these works in our collection at the gallery, I think you can see the influence of Cuban art, Cuban politics, and some of the ideas, and that kind of emerging in their own work. But I think also Caymanian artists, we talked about the connections between Cayman and Cuba. People like Janye Parry, whose imagery is, really, really saturated in this historical experience that Caymanians have, this connection to the sea. His paintings of old schooners like the Goldfield or these iconic catboats. It was interesting actually to see with a sort of side-by-side comparison that, we're not so different. There's a lot of engagement in Cuba with these. We're all part of the Caribbean, right? So we have this shared history, whether we acknowledge it fully or not. And so it was a kind of cross-pollination, and I think that was really valuable. And I hope we can do something like that again, maybe get some of our young artists going to Cuba, and who knows, hosting perhaps a Cuban artist or a Trinidadian artist here in Cayman.
Okay, we're going to take our last commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab.
For a full range of medical services, pleasant, clean and comfortable environment, no long lines and affordable fees, visit MedLab at the Smith Road Plaza. Open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and half day on Saturdays. Call 949-7331 to make your appointments.
For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Ask our professional team about the benefits of cutting-edge technology with MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
If, like me, you are 50 years and older, if you're a healthcare worker, or you're most at risk from COVID-19, and if you have received your second dose at least 6 months ago, then you are now eligible to receive your third dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. The COVID-19 vaccine is the best way to protect yourself, your loved ones, and our whole community. It is proven to be safe and effective, and our doctors stand behind the vaccine. Why? Because it works. And it will save lives. So please, get vaccinated and let's keep working together to protect the ones we love. For more information, you can visit www.gov.ky/coronavirus and you'll learn some more.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're on the last leg of the show this morning. We're talking about an exhibition taking place at the National Gallery. It's called Unstoppable Steps. It's an exhibition by Janye Parry. He is Cuban-born, Caymanian, connected, been here for 11 years. His exhibition will open at the National Gallery on Thursday, the 25th of November, and it will run until the 21st of January, 2022. I'm going to throw the mic back over to you, gentlemen.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think before we close, I just wanted to talk about, focus on the exhibition itself. And as you said, it's up until January, so we really want to encourage. It's something nice for families to do, I think, over the Christmas period. If you're looking for something to do, you need to keep those children, keep them stimulated and engaged and bring your family to the National Gallery. We're open Monday to Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And, of course, we have no admission charge, so free admission as ever. The exhibition itself, I think... one of the things we've tried to tell is really tell this story, tell an autobiographical story about who Janye is, where he's come from, and we've covered that quite a lot in the program, but also the story of the works themselves. So let me talk a little bit more about these pieces. We have, as I said, we're focusing on his ceramic sculptures. He works in other medias, other genres. We're actually, another thing that we're showing, and it's the first time he's exhibited them, is he came in one day when we were having a meeting and showed me this portfolio of drawings, and our team were there looking at these drawings, and we're like, wow, you're such a talented draftsman, such a talented these works on paper, and so we've got these lovely ink on paper sketches, and what they really are is they're kind of like a lot of artists. I think Janye, he's got this amazing, very fertile imagination, and often we're talking about children. It starts with the fundamentals, picking up a pencil, picking up a pen and a sheet of paper, and kind of doodling. But his doodles are very different maybe from yours and mine. He's very intricate, and so we're going to be showing those drawings, and they kind of lead in nicely to the sculptures, kind of showing his thought process. The works themselves, a lot of these sculptures, as I said, you'll know what it is you're looking at in terms of the natural fauna we have here. The hermit crab, or the land crab in particular, the soldier crab, is almost this recurring motif in his work. I think for Janye, and he can speak to this, but the soldier crab is a very resilient creature. We were always told stories of when there's an impending storm and the soldier crabs kind of scuttle up to higher ground and seek safe refuge. So he's looking at iconic creatures from the Cayman Islands, the iguana, sort of animal life that's very evocative. The turtle, of course. We were founded as Las Tortugas originally, and that connection, again, coming back always, that connection to the sea. But there's this other body of work which I think is incredible, and these are these sculptures that Janye has made. He calls them his Innovator series. And it's really almost tracing this history of flight. So human, from the days of the Renaissance and people like Leonardo da Vinci, who amazingly, 500 years was creating these drawings of flying contraptions. And Janye has kind of brought these to life with these sculptures of sort of biplanes and gliders, and kind of this idea of the sort of mad inventor, and right up to the space age. So he's got an incredible sculpture of this astronaut kind of floating above a sort of almost Soviet-era Sputnik satellite. So lots to see in the exhibition.
One of our listeners has shared this, and it says, it is good to hear from Mr. Janye Parry and Mr. Helfrich. Excellent discussion. Says, Mr. Parry sketched and painted my dad's shop on Elizabeth Street. It is on the National Trust Historic Walking Trail and is known as Mr. Dick's Ice Cream Shop. Person says, I was fortunate to receive this from a friend who purchased it for me. I will certainly visit the exhibition.
Thank you.
That's good, yes. Excellent.
That's amazing. Yeah, the Innovators series that started in 2006. I did a drawing, and I just leave it like that. Like a couple of years ago, I did that drawing again, and Mr. Brian Husell, he passed away a couple of years ago. He bought that drawing from me, and when he was very sick and stuff like that, I told him, I'm going to do that piece in 3D. I'm going to do a sculpture of that. I want to show you how that piece looked like, So I did 3 pieces. So I was waiting for him to come back from America, but he not made it. He passed away. You know what? That encouraged me. You know what? I'm going to make this series longer. So I started doing all of those bikes, and one idea give birth another idea. The idea give, and then I end with the astronaut. I did the planes. I did 2 planes, and I did the astronaut. But it's interesting with the astronaut, because when I went to the point, I say, you know what? I need something more challenging. I want to build something can look impossible to do. So I spent months trying to figure out how can put the astronaut looking like he's floating. And then I come with the idea, with ceramic, when you mix ceramic with metal, you need to be careful with that because the metal can break that. So you have to fire the ceramic very high, in high temperature, so the ceramic can be really strong. So I was so amazed when I done that astronaut. I say, okay. So I end with the astronaut. But you see, experience take you in the way, like you have to feel and you have to encourage yourself. You have to read all of the message happening in your life, all of the things happening around you. You have to be able to understand what's going on. And in the way I talk is with my art. That's how I communicate with people.
Yes.
So it's always a story behind, because it's part of the art. Is part of life.
Okay. So let's remind our audience about the dates and the.
Yeah, so we're very excited. Janye's exhibition is opening this week on Thursday. So the 25th of November, and it's going to be running until January next year, the 21st of January. So we've got when we do an exhibition, I really think it's great when we can have it up a little longer, allow people to come and see over the holiday period, come and see the work. We're open 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Saturday, and also I think this exhibition in particular is remarkable for the technical skill. Janye was just saying about this sort of labor of love, with ceramics. It's a very delicate medium. It requires patience, and the sort of level of detail in his work is just stunning. These incredible these boats that he's created, these incredibly monumental pieces. But when you get up close to them, there's all these little details. I think kids are going to love it, because there was one in particular, this incredible large sort of container ship, and it's broken apart like a wreck. And someone came in and said, "Oh, that looks like the Ridgefield, the old wreck in East End when it was up on the reef." But you look inside the bowels of the ship, and there's all these oil drums and just details, incredible details. So I think it's going to be an exhibition that people are really going to engage with, and also be surprised. Be surprised, because it's almost this hall of wonders. We've got a very eclectic mix of pieces. But I think
how many pieces?
19
pieces.
Yeah.
That's also I just want to say I love you, Cayman. Can't wait to say that.
It's going to be a great exhibition, and I think just as we close, one of the things that we've tried to do with the pandemic and with the hard times that everyone's had to go through is thinking about what we can all do in our different capacities. You might say, well, what does art have to do with this health crisis or health situation we have? But I think it's an opportunity for all of us, amateur artists, hobbyists. If you want to get out that pencil set or get out those watercolors and try your hand at art, and that creative outlet, I think, is something that is very powerful and very therapeutic. And I think also providing a space. We think of the gallery in a way it's an art space, but it's also a sanctuary. It's a place people can come, they can relax, they can wind down a bit, chill out, and enjoy that experience, that one-on-one experience. And of course, we've taken all the necessary health protocols and measures, social distancing, as everyone around the island is doing, being very responsible. But I think it's the perfect kind of activity in times like this to come and experience the art and just take a time out, maybe in your stressful day, and have this experience.
Okay, great, excellent. All the best. Wish you the best on that. Speaking of artists, radio announcers to a certain extent are artists in their own way as well. And one of our, we were featuring Miss Susan Watson this morning, and that all came about by accident. And one of our listeners says, as I listened this morning, my plan was to write. When I came downstairs, to say my day started with Miss Susan at 6 a.m. and the music between 6:45 and 7 a.m. was so good. He said, you may not know how important it is for the Caymanian people to hear your own good selves as we are we get reliable information, great music, and excellent music as well. So thanks to all at Radio Cayman, and they asked me to share this with our Radio Cayman listeners as well. And I'm sure that everyone enjoyed the discussion this morning with Mr. Janye Parry, and we encourage you to go and visit his exhibition taking place at the National Gallery. It is called Unstoppable Steps. It will open Thursday, the 25th of November, Thanksgiving Day, celebrated in the United States and some other countries as well, and it will run until the 21st of January, 2021. So, folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman, and by extension, For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles, as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I also want to remind you that we are our brothers and our sisters' keepers. There's always someone out there who's less fortunate than we are, and I ask you to extend a helping hand to them. If you can't do that, then I suggest you donate to a worthy charity, because we always want to consider those who need, not necessarily those who want, or even those who crave. So I say to you, have a great day. Continue to support your radio station, Radio Cayman. Join me at 12:15 for a talk today, when I will be guest hosting for Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. And as usual, we ask the good Lord to bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the Record is brought to you by Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga Distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. MedLab in Smith Road Plaza, your complete medical laboratory solution. Call 949-7331. West Bay Pharmacy, taking care of your health. And RF Group, money at work.